Welcome. My name is Brian Gonzalez. I'm a Senior Director of our Global Partnerships and Initiatives at Intel Corporation. It is my absolute pleasure that you have decided to join me here for a small session that we're going to have around the digital readiness of the future workforce. At Intel, we have a strong commitment to looking at ways that technology can impact the lives of everyone around the planet. In today's presentation, I want to talk to you about a set of technologies, specifically about AI. I want to talk a little bit about the myths and the misconceptions about AI, but also I want to focus in on the opportunities that we have together to unleash the capabilities of these new technologies. Let me start with the first slide around the hype and reality. When it comes to discussion around AI, there's a lot of press around job displacement and computers taking over the world. There's an underlying assumption that there's a competition between man and machine. The fact is that if you look at the opportunities that we have around machine and human interaction, the opportunities are endless. At Intel, we have seen that technology properly implemented can not only change lives, it can save lives. Especially in these very challenging and difficult times, we all have seen the impact that technology can have. However, that does not take away from the perception that many have around the interaction between computers and humans. And to that extent, there's a lot of misconceptions. We will be left behind. There's another view that says that the new technology will take over everything. The truth lies in what we make of it. And that's the discussion that I want to have today. Not about so much the hype, but about the reality, the impact that we can all have in bringing in this new wave of technology, and the important role that you all will play in doing that. Today, I want to bring to your attention a book that I have found useful as I look at the interaction between humans and machine. It's a book by Doherty and Wilson. In this book, they reimagine the opportunities that we have to build new opportunities, not only for ourselves, but look at ways that we can engage in machines in a way that really create new value. It looks at technology in a way of what we need to do and how we need to do some things differently. As part of this, it studies the dynamic between humans and machines. In the next slide, I want to focus here on what they say as the continuum between human activity and machine activity. In the human domain, there's areas of leading and empathy, creation and judgment. In the machine domain, there's transactions, iterations, adaptability. They focus on an area which they call the middle. In this area, humans can complement the machines as they better learn through machine language and algorithms. And in doing so, they give us new capabilities, which they call human superpowers. And I'd like to give you 3 examples of that. For example, in the terms of amplify, we can look at augmented capabilities that machines give us in terms of analyzing vast quantities of data. This data can help researchers from anything to looking at a new way to study a virus, or look at a way that we can address causes of cancer, that can also look at ways that we can predict the weather. So again, it can amplify our capabilities by understanding and looking at the data. Another example is the way that AI can give us human superpowers by the way that we can interact with the data. Intelligent assistants that can help us in terms of even doing our homework, having ways that the data is presented to us in a way that can be adaptive to the way that we like to learn. AI can give us a tremendous capability in the way that we interact with each other and also with other machines. And lastly, embody. Using the interaction of the human elements of programming, algorithmic thinking, we can program autonomous robots. For example, we see in Kenya the examples of drones that help bring medicines to remote villages. So we can look at technology and this interaction with machines in a lot of different ways. We can look at it as rivals, or we can look at it as allies. And the way that we like to look at it from an Intel perspective is that this technology can unleash a lot of the human capability. And we want to work around the world to be able to bring the skill set of developing these capabilities from an AI perspective. And we see that these will create tremendous value and new opportunities and new jobs. And when we look at the opportunities around the world, we see that in one way, yes, industries may be disrupted, but in any disruption, there's an opportunity to bring and create a new value. We see that the data is a new oil, that richness can come from understanding the data. A lot of the work that happens around AI is to make sense of data. And we see that this creates new opportunities, new profitability, and also can create new jobs, new and exciting ways of looking at our current work. It is very clear that this creates business opportunities, but most importantly, it creates an opportunity for new levels of national competitiveness. Governments are very interested in this area, and they should be, because this creates opportunities for us in our countries to tackle problems that we face and to find new ways to help each other. The adoption of AI is at the very early stages. I'm excited for you all that are coming to these sessions and learning about the possibilities that AI can bring. At Intel, as I mentioned previously, we're committed to making sure that the technology access is very inclusive. We recognize that around the world, it's not about having a lack of talent, it's talent that lacks access. We're committed to building a digital readiness partnership that we have just announced recently, and we're well on track to have 30 country partners to engage with 30,000 institutions and to be able to reach 30 million people with AI skills before 2030. It is a journey that is ambitious, and it's a journey that we are so excited to, and the sessions that we're having this week are part of that journey. And we are excited that you're with us today and that you will be joining us in this opportunity to bring an inclusive set of technologies and tools that we can bring together to help the problems that we face, and to help overcome challenges and create new opportunities. As I mentioned, we are well on our way. We have 11 countries already that we are engaged in. We're super excited about the opportunity that we see now in India in taking the next level of engagement. And this is a program that is global in scope. When you think about the role of technology, it's not just about what happens in one country, it's how we can work together to solve the problems that we face. Having this ability to connect and to start having these capabilities in countries is going to be to the benefit of all of us. Today, I want to bring you an example from the United States. This is one example of a school system in the United States in Arizona called the Maricopa Community College System. Maricopa Community College professors got together with teams at Intel to help develop the first artificial intelligence associate's degree in the United States. In this video, you will see what challenges they were looking to face, how they came about to develop this system, and what are some of the capabilities that they now are able to bring to their students.
Intel chose Maricopa Community College District to go ahead and be the first in the United States to use their curriculum for AI.
AI can be used from fashion to finance.
And it's the combining of human capabilities with machine capabilities.
Any industry will be utilizing AI.
So this program is a joint effort between us, Maricopa Community College District, Chandler Gilbert, and Estrella Mountain. It's a joint effort to offer the first associate degree in the nation in artificial intelligence and machine learning.
That we're teaching what's relevant, we're teaching the newest technologies. So the opportunity to provide this for our students will be really good for the district, for Maricopa County, and for the state of Arizona.
What does the industry need? Okay, And so when we're partnering with Intel, we know what the industry is looking for and what they require for their employees. They're going to have the right skills that are needed.
It's driven by the industry. It's worked the industry and faculty together in developing the courses, developing the program.
The one thing Maricopa Community Colleges is doing is just jumping head in and saying, hey, what do we need to do to get this done? How are we going to make this successful for our students?
So in Arizona, we have a very large amount of high-tech companies that directly use artificial intelligence, and some of those are Intel, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Microchip. I mean, that's just to name a few.
It's going to make a societal impact as well when students start reaching out to the community and working on various projects.
The big advantage I see in having the program here and at our level is that the Maricopa Community Colleges is a very diverse place. And one of the big risks in AI is that if all the work is done from just one particular perspective, that the AI can become biased, just as people can become biased. And so it's really important to have, a diversity of voices participating in this.
So to be able to prepare students and the workforce to meet this need, it's just very exciting to be a part of that.
Supporting the faculty to have the tools and the resources to move to the next level of innovation. This is how we make it happen in Maricopa.
In this last slide, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Robert Noyce, one of the co-founders of Intel. Don't be encumbered by history. Go off and do something wonderful. That is a sentiment that rings stronger today more than ever. I want to thank you for your time and attention. I want you to go out and think about the wonderful things that you can do with these new skills that you're developing, things that you can do for your community, things that you can do for your country, things that you can do to help us all around the world. I want to thank you for your time and wish you well on your journey. Thank you very much.